kicked me, it did rock me a little bit.
Yeah.
I did have to get my bearings for a second, so I did run. I was like, oh, hold on 1 second. And I could still tell a little bit in my eyes that I got hit.
What do you think happened? Was it a slow start for you, or is it something that he was doing?
I came out, and then he just was throwing a lot of big kicks, and then I mean we got in one exchange, and I won that good exchange there, and then he came out and threw another kick, and then just kind of slow start. I'm trying to be less of just like go out there and bang, because I know if I fight people, I'm gonna beat them. I mean, with just the wrestling, like whatever. So this whole camp, I've been trying to go like have my feet underneath me. Let's not fall to a takedown. And then you get in a fight and it's fast paced, so then it was maybe like a little bit of a mismatch of my of the pace right at first. But I've gone so fast at first that I wanted to do that. So just like anything, you know what I mean? Overshoot maybe this direction, bring it back this direction. So I think this will be a good learning curve for that. Just trying to find that perfect pace of where I need to be, where it's not a street fight, but it's not fucking sparring either, you know?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then how'd you get that finish? Like, can you kind of explain the sequence?
Yeah, I mean, I just took him down, and once I get on top of people, I can soften them up pretty quickly, and then those chokes come in quick. And honestly, you know, a couple of my teammates and I, we've really learned that if you don't have to be underneath the chin.
Yeah.
You fucking got to squeeze on somebody, and people that have been wrestling our whole lives are strong dudes. If I just get on your chin, I can suffocate you. So I used to always be like, nope, it's not under the chin. Nope, it's not under the chin. Now I've just watched people choke through chins, and I'm like, well, if they can do it, then why the hell could I not do it? So I started doing that, and it works.
Gotcha. And just a random one, CJI.
Yeah.
How'd you think Pat and Zane did out there?
I thought it was great, man. I think that CJI is really cool because of the alley. I think that alley is going to be really fun because out of bounds ruins a lot of grappling sports, right?
Yeah.
Like they either restart the whole position in that same position. That doesn't make sense. Somebody gets 1 point push out, but then like, you know, every single style has a different one. So I like that really alley. Obviously wrestlers are really good at grappling. And for me, this is what I think. A lot of people, they go, oh, no-gi jiu-jitsu, but they're all grappling based, right? So like, of course, a high-level wrestler should be pretty good at it, and a high-level jiu-jitsu guy should be able to, but it's all a point system. So it all depends on how, I'm a really good wrestler, you put me in Greco, I'm gonna lose to the best Greco guys easily, right? So for me, everybody's always going, is it jiu-jitsu or is it wrestling? Is it wrestling or is it, I'm like, it's grappling. Let's just become the fucking best grapplers
point
we
system is
possibly
the
can.
difference.
Yeah. And then whatever agreed upon rule set we go on, that's what we go on. So that's why I like fighting though, and where I'm at in my spot is I want to get to the point where I'm good at every single facet of fighting. Where if you go, we're playing this rule set, I'm good. And that's like, that did a lot for my pride because I always knew I was good at wrestling, and wrestlers would be like, oh, I could beat somebody up. And I'm like, yeah, but you don't know.
Yeah.
You haven't been in the fucking cage, so you don't know. So for me, I think being the best in all of these facets is the goal. And I mean, that's what MMA is, duh. But even all facets of grappling too.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Of course. Congrats.
So,
how much do you love the sport of mixed martial arts?
man, I love the sport of men and women, of course, taking themselves and becoming good at things. Whatever that is. I love golf, I love bowling, I love things because you repeatedly do something, and if you repeat it and go in there and you do the mind games of not falling under pressure, not doing this, you get good at things. And MMA is a freaking high pressure cooker, right? Because we said there's all these styles, there's all this going on, and it's fucking pain. Like some sports, it's like, oh, I didn't get a stroke. Oh, I didn't get a point. This is pain. Like, when you mess up, I mean, it's one shot, man, and your brain's like, oh, what the fuck? Like, oh, it's rattling, you know what I mean? So, for me, it's a high pressure cooker of a thing that can create men in one facet of their life, and women, of course, when it's talking about myself, and I like that, because that's what life is. It's like forging ourselves through fire.
You're a pretty good bowler, right?
I've been pretty good, man. I've been averaging like 185. I've had over 200 point games this month. And I just started playing for the first time like 8 years again. So I'm stoked on bowling. I'm going home, I'm gonna play some golf, bowling, and train. That's all I care about.
So you spoke about just now about people getting good at things. I'm about to say, you once told me that it's important for people to do hard things. What can you talk about that? How important is it for people to be disciplined and do hard things?
So for me, I'm a Christian, right? And literally the story of what Jesus is God coming to man and living the ultimate sacrifice. That is doing the hardest thing. Living perfect and then dying one of the worst deaths you possibly can. And it's a form of purpose, love, you know what I mean, grace. And so for me, that's just the blueprint of how you're supposed to live. So the more I do that, the more I feel fulfilled as a man. The more I feel fulfilled as a father whenever I can get to that point in my life. So for me, I just look at what is good in this world, and that's what I should probably do. And I'm a dumbass, man. I do a lot of bad stuff. I do not always disciplined. I do dumb things that I regret, but that's the goal. That's the journey. And for me, I just try to mimic that. And as of right now, my tool of doing that is fighting and being a good person to the people around me. Later it'll be a father. Later it'll be this. It's always moving, but it's always the same thing. Discipline, man. And it's kind of, we don't want to hear it because it's the least fun thing in the world, but it's the most fulfilling. Secondhand fun is my new one that I call it. It's not fun while you're doing it, but when you're done with it, it's the best fun.
That's a good message. What do you think about confidence to represent not only the wrestling community, but the mixed martial arts community, and show people that you conquered one sport, you conquered wrestling, now you're here, 7-0, you're here to conquer this one too.
Man, I love it. I want people just to look at me and see that guiding light, that I'm a good person, I'm fun to be around, I work hard, I look like I enjoy what I do. I did that in wrestling with putting on a damn leg sleeve and dyeing my hair blonde. That wasn't that common in wrestling. Coloring my shoes. MMA, you obviously can't do that too much and stuff, but I mean, you can do your hair. But I just want to like be an example, mostly to myself, but to other people too, that like have fun, be disciplined. This isn't that hard. That's the other thing. This shit isn't that hard. It's a game, man, and it's a blessing that we get to do this for fun and for money and for purpose, and people care to watch me do things. There are a lot of people out there that are digging in mines. Nobody cares about them. I get to go fight somebody and make money, and people watch me do that. Yeah, that's a pretty good blessing. And wrestling was my facet for a while, and now it's fighting. I don't think they're very much different. My life feels almost zero different because it's the same thing. Wake up, train hard, be good to your coaches and teammates, and fucking love life.
All that being said, how confident do you feel in your abilities right now, where you're at in your career, and how much you've improved with each kick, each fight?
Man, I feel really good. I train with literally the best guys in the world every single day, so I know exactly where I'm at. Of course, you go out there, you just get hit with little things or whatever, and it's one of those things, like I went back and watched it already. It's not like you get hit with big shots, but they're real shots in fights. So then your brain gets rattled just a little bit here and there. So those are like the things that obviously, I'm only in my 7th fight, I've only been hit a couple times, like on the feet. So it's like, those are the learning things. So once I just keep learning those, I mean, I already know I can beat just about anybody in the world. Like, I know it. So just got to keep proving it, because there's a lot of people that can show it in the practice room as well, and they can't do shit out in the cage or the mat in real life. So for me, don't fucking tell me, show me. So I sit back, I know where I'm at, you guys can tell where I'm at, and I'm just gonna keep showing you, and it'll be a good story by the end of this.
And then now you're reporter, you have Magic Mike out here this week, Brandon, you have John Crouch coming over. Can you talk about these guys, how confident you feel going to work these people by your side?
As confident as can be, man. It really is, like I said, my life is it's so many blessings. I don't have drama in my life. I don't have bad people in my life. Everybody that's around me, I know for 100% fact they want the best in me. Everywhere, every person in my life. So for me, like having those guys, when I call them on Sunday, they meet me there. When we're having these conversations, they're there. They're always present, always the best people. And for me, that's like literally all that matters. This shit is stupid. This loss is already, or this win is almost already gone. Wins and losses, you hold on to them for like a minute, and then it's like, oh, shit, now I'm doing something else, right? So for me, it's the journey, and having these guys here with me, my family coming to the fights, that's the fun part. Now we're gonna go have a dinner and a beer, and that's the beautiful part of life. But you can't just sit around and do that all the time, so go work hard too.
And then last one, it's already been your 2nd fight this year, but if it was up to you, when would you step back in that cage next?
So I get married next month. So just the next 4 weeks, I gotta go deal with that. I have not helped at all. So thank you to my future wife, Emily. She's done everything and I'm glad she has, because if it was up to me, this would be the worst wedding ever. So I get married in 4 weeks, but of course we're just gonna be training. We got a bunch of guys coming up in October too. So training, and then right after that wedding, I'm down to get into camp. So November, December would be fun. We always go on the calendar year, and I do that really bad too. Like I have to get one more, but if it's January, it doesn't mean anything. So, but no, I'm ready, man. I didn't get hurt. This whole camp, I didn't get injured one time. And people always say, you always go into a fight injured. I wasn't. I didn't have one injury, and that's a blessing, because you know how it is normally. So let's run it up. Let's run that check. Let's run these fights up. Let's keep going.
Thank you, man. Congrats on good luck in the wedding.
Hey Bryce, with your wrestling career, you could have gone to any camp. Why did you choose MMA Lab and John Crouch?
If you go meet John Crouch and you watch how he is to people for about a week, you can find out pretty quickly why it's a good place to be. Fighting is a little bit different in culture than wrestling. It's kind of a little bit more like sensitive ego, and like people are kind of like standoffish or this, that, the other thing. And I was kind of weirded me out when I first got it because wrestling's pretty like one big family. And then when I got there, I felt that instantly. I felt the wrestling family. Everybody that trains there year round and is there every single day. If I don't see a teammate for like a couple of days, something's weird. Where a lot of other gyms, people just are kind of transplants. They come in and out. And when you have transplants, it's hard to know if they have their best interests in you when you're in camp. So go have a conversation with that man. He's been at this stuff for 15 years. And just look at all the people underneath him, the Vincent Hendersons, and I don't like doing the name game because then it keeps going, but keep going, they're all really stand-up guys. And that, to me, once again, is the most important. So I love those guys, I love my team. You guys all know who you are, and beat me up again on Monday, because that's what they do best.
Congrats on the win.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, Bryce, congratulations on the win. Let's talk about training camp leading up to tonight's match. And what were some of your biggest motivators that you really pulled from that made Bryce you were able to maximize on?
Yeah. All right. So actually, I'll give you a little different answer. I pull a lot of motivation from like Western movies, cowboys. I would go watch people in the PBR and watch a 19-year-old kid break his face from a bull, hitting him in the face, and a week later getting on a bull and saying, wait, you're not going to take time off? No, I'm going to get on that bull and ride it again. Another guy gets knocked out the night before. The next night, gets on a bull, rides it for 8 seconds. The reporter goes, how did you do that? He said, by not being a puss. Like, that's the type of stuff I get my motivation from, is like almost like movie characters. You know, I watch a Native American movie and watching Chief Washington, you know, like, and that's where I pull my motivation from, because I just think it's fun to live in that fairy tale land almost, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I brought the cowboy hat out this camp and everything, because I was like, I'm fucking from the 1800s, I got a pistol on my hip and I'm gonna go ride in and take what's mine. I'm gonna go get the gold, I'm gonna go get the lady, and I'm gonna go sail off into the sunset. So, I just want to try to give you a little different answer than that, but yeah, I pull a lot of motivation from that kind of stuff.
It's a nice match. What were some of your biggest takeaways as a fighter skill?
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like I said, it's like my eyes are getting so much better in practice. Like, I'm being able to see things and everything, but then a fight, everything's like weird and sporadic. So then I'm just learning the like pace of a fight, and it's like, because wrestling, I would just go really hard, because it's only 6 minutes, and I knew I could go hard, and obviously you're not going to get kicked in the head. So there's this. So then I went in fighting with that pace, and now I'm trying to pull it back. But then sometimes I think I maybe pull it back too much and kind of like said, oh, he kicked me, and then forget to return. And it's like, what are you doing? Fight the guy, right? So every fight, you're just learning more and more. Every camp is just, you know what I mean? That's why those 6 to 8 weeks are so important. So I'm just blessed to be back in it and healthy. So I'm glad that's the scariest part about getting hurt. It's like, or a fight is like, even if you win, you could get hurt and have to be out for 8 months. I don't want to be out for 8 months, so thank God for that.
Bryce, congratulations.
Thank you.
Bryce, I know you've been here for a bit already. I'm just trying to
You're
finish your best. So, Magic Mike Dan, when we were just talking back, I told him about the conditions for your naked show. He told me you busted up his lip in the back, rolling around, trying to work on that rear naked show. Would you say his sacrifice was worth the payout?
All sacrifices are good sacrifices. In this one, Mike Hamill sacrificing his lip for the greater good of Bryce Meredith's career is a good sacrifice. I lost it. I was going to say something funny, but no, yeah, of course, man. And that's what, like, it's fun for those guys. Fun. They have to just get beat up like 10, 15 minutes in the back. I got my little 4-ounce gloves on. I'm hitting them and all this stuff, and I'm kind of like, sorry. And they're just like, no, I get it. Doing your shit. But that's why, I mean, it's a blessing to have them here. They take time out of their family. His wife's pregnant. That's, you know what I mean? So for them to do that, it's all I can ask. So overall, good sacrifice.
How does it feel getting the first round finish after back-to-back decision?
That's good, man. I was getting, once again, I'm trying to find that pace and like not going, and like last time maybe like I was like afraid to go squeeze on a choke because I didn't know if maybe I'd lose my arms. So I'm just learning that pace, but I'm a finisher. I was a finisher in wrestling. I had like over 50% of my matches in college were pins and tech falls and stuff. I would get pins and tech falls in the national tournament. So for me, it's always been that way. I do not want to fight for 15 minutes. That's what I say. Why the hell would I want to be out there with somebody for 15 minutes? So getting the finish was good. I'm glad to be back on that train. And I think it'll continue down that. I just was trying to find my pace, but I realized you gotta go fucking grab somebody and choke them out.
So after this fight, you're now stepping it up. It's the time for that big step.
It is.
That big next fight.
100%. Yep. No, 100%. Whatever who's on the lineup right now, just because the PFL, Bellator, it's all emerging still. Whoever wants it, I'm ready. You know what I mean? And I'm getting to the point now where you guys probably should take the fight now, not later, because dude, it's only been like 3 years, and so I'm gonna be fucking a problem shortly. So line it up.
Great win out there, 7-0 now. Can you talk about sometimes the expectations that it comes with the fighter being 7-0 and performing under the cage?
Yeah, man, expectations are weird, right? Sometimes we want them and we go, put it all on me. Pressures make diamonds. But then you might be laying in bed and you'll be like, shit, there's a lot of pressure here. But for me, I really do love it. A lot of people say they love it, but I've shown my entire life. I like when people were betting against me. I like when I was the #1 guy in the country in wrestling. I like being 7-0. I like winning, really. I like being the best I possibly can. And when I'm the best, I'm pretty damn good. I'm pretty fast, I'm pretty strong. I've spent 20-some years of my life training every single day. I've never done anything else in my entire life except train, combat, wrestling, whatever it is. So for me, like, this matters to me because it's been my whole life. I don't have a job, I don't have nothing. This is my fucking life, my dream. My family has to deal with me cutting weight. So all that expectation, I want that because I want to prove that I am the man that I say I am. And I try to tell you guys that I am the man, and when the lights turn on, I show up. Show it to me. Don't keep talking about it, show it to me. So that's the conversation I have in my head every single time. You better go out there and show this guy. He's not even on your level. These guys aren't on my level. Show it. Sometimes you mess up and you move on, but fucking that's the goal.
All right, man. The gym's looking nice right now. MMA Lab is on the rise. Marcus, he's on the rise. Tyler Phillips, the champ, and everybody else. Can you just tell me who makes the loudest noise when you're actually hitting the heavy back and stuff?
Loudest noise. I would say, man, they're all such like amazing snipers, right? If you watch Tyler Phillips, he's in the Matrix. Marcus McGee, he switches stances so fast, I don't even know what stance he's in. Sugar Sean O'Malley is in and out on a rope that you can't even touch him sometimes. Mario Batista, he's gonna punch you in the face, take you down. We got some other guys coming up that literally will take you down and choke you out in 5 seconds. Like, man, it's amazing. My like 3 rounds, like the league rounds per game, it's literally 3 guys in the top 15 in the world, and I'm just like, and everybody will be like, damn, what'd you do to piss off coach? What'd you do? And I'm like, nothing, man. It's just we want the best for us. And so really, man, watching all those guys train and how they're so different but similar in their own abilities is like a blessing, man. So I don't just get stuck being like just Bryce. I can look over at that guy and be like, whoa, that worked? Whoa, that worked? Oh, that's awesome.
All right, man. Can't wait to see you next fight.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the victory. Saeed from Comments for us today. Did you know that he was out? Did you feel it? Or were you just like...
I kind of did. He was gurgling, and that's why I was like, oh, I'm just going to squeeze through it, because I could tell it instantly got to his butt. But then I wasn't really sure if he was out or not, or if it was like, because I was more up on the mouth. So I thought maybe he was just going like deep breathing, because like, you know what I mean, if it's on your mouth. So I thought maybe he was just going calm. But then I was like, I'm pretty sure he's out. And then he was like, out. So I think he was asleep for a lot longer than we both thought.
He was, but it's kind of hard to let go.
Oh, it is.
Seeing that another rear naked choke under your belt, is that your favorite submission? Or
It's
do you
just
have
like, it's just so easy. Like, I literally take you down, I punch you twice, and their neck's right there. So it's like, all right, I'll squeeze right through that son of a bitch. Like, I got a lot of cool other techniques, but it's also a fight too. So it's a comfortable place to be, right? You don't want to be flipping around, getting underneath people, getting punched by a 4-ounce glove. So for me, it's just like, it's a wrestling position. I'm on your back, I grab you and I squeeze you like a fucking bull